that W, and your thoughts on that? I know you're probably tired of talking about it already.
Again? Come back and watch the film, and it was what we thought it was. We didn't play well. We didn't play well at the beginning of the game. We threw an interception right off the bat, and we didn't play well defensively for a couple series, and we got down and just didn't play. Didn't play like we needed to play to win the football game. They had a good football team. We knew that. We knew that they wasn't the incarnate word of the past. So, but that game's behind us. We got to go on, move on this week. Of course, we got homecoming. We're playing at home. We're playing against UCA. UCA has beaten us really good the last 2 years. I think it's 82-17 between the two games, how many points they've scored, and we've only scored 17. Kind of things that stick out in that game are block punts, turnovers, and then defensively busting some coverages. So that's the things we're going to have to focus on this week in order to win. I imagine we'll be the underdog, but hey, it is what it is. Kind of like being that anyway. And we'll have to put together a good game plan, and I think our kids will be excited to play at home.
Playing at home, I don't think you've lost at home since that 37-0 loss to them a couple years ago. Just what's it like to be able to play back at home and taking on them at homecoming?
Well, it's homecoming. It's always good to play at home, and we usually play good for homecoming, and it's a big game. We've, of course, looking at the schedule, we knew we had Nichols here as our first home game. We knew our homecoming game was going to be UCA. It's probably about 2 years ago since my brother passed away, so that was a hard game, really, all the way around, with me losing my brother and the way we played that night. And I think it was the first time we'd been shut out in a long time in conference. So, we'll put together a good game plan. I know our kids will be excited to play it, and they feel like they have something to prove from last week and the last two outings that we've, playing against them. So I'm excited to be back home.
How have they improved? They lost their quarterback in the fourth game of the season, and they got this new quarterback.
Sure.
It seems like he's either picked up or even better. How have they changed?
He's a redshirt freshman. He's a big kid, throws the ball well. They do some things different than they did with the other quarterback. The other quarterback, he ran a little bit more. Of course, he was an athletic guy. He threw the ball a little bit more downfield because I guess they felt like he could get away from pressure. This guy's more run-pass option, so the ball comes out of his hands quick. It's a quick process for him, whether they're going to run or throw. And so we're going to have all of our attention, on what we need to. And then defensively, for them, they're doing a lot of the same things they did last year. They've got some big guys still up in there, but they've got some new guys. And, anytime you got new guys in there, you don't quite do it the same for as you don't have a lot of experience doing it. So I do think they have some good players. I just don't think that they're as good as the last year team was. UCA, I thought last year UCA had a really, really good football team. I thought they would advance in the playoffs. I really did. I thought they had the best team in the conference. But UCA still may be the best team in the conference. I don't know. They did lose to Sam, but they haven't lost since that game. So I know we're going to have to play very good to beat them. I do know that.
Who's their coach? Is it the one that played for
Yes,
them?
it was their offensive coordinator, was their quarterback. It's that guy. Does a great job. It's his first year, of course.
This past game, it seemed like we had more lower leg injuries, ankle injuries.
We had an ankle. We got chopped. Marvell Bourgeois got chopped. Really wasn't a high-low. It could have been, but the guy wasn't blocking him. When he did get chopped, the other guy came in, and we had a couple hamstring pulls, and of course Cam Peterson probably lost him for the year with a broken elbow. So it's another defensive lineman down.
Coach, I know every game's obviously important, but with this one being another Southland Conference game, you guys already have one loss now.
Sure.
How important is this one?
It's very important. There's an old thing in coaching where, you're going to lose some games, but you can't let one add up to two. And so you always want to come back and win the next game after you lose. No matter who the opponent is that you lost to or who the opponent is that you're playing the next week, you got to make that happen. And usually we respond well after a loss, and I expect us to, and that's what we're preaching to the kids, and we're going to be very positive this week. I mean, they didn't want to lose. The coaches, we didn't want to lose. We got to do a better job on our end of getting these guys ready and maybe having a little bit different game plan, and so we'll do some different wrinkles this week and try to create a sport.
I know you said after the game that you made sure that the guys knew that you guys were still at the top of the conference. Why did you do that?
Well, they take losses hard, but I know with the young guys, if you give them something really quick to think of positive, they'll get over the things, the bad things. And this is an emotional game, and young men play the game, and so there's highs and lows. They don't seem to stay down as long as coaches do or fans. They tend to come back a little bit quicker, and they're the ones who have to play the game anyway, so they really need to come back quicker than everybody else.
Is there an understanding that you go from 8 days, you go from having complete control of your own destiny to fighting for your life practically now every week? Is there, I guess, did that get their attention last week, do you think?
I think it did. I don't think at any point that they felt like they were at ease, because they know every game is big, and there was only, 2 1-loss or 3 1-loss teams behind us. Of course, Sam lost to Lamar. And we probably knew UCA wasn't going to lose. And if we took going at word, that'd have been 2 losses, of course, for them. So no matter what happened in that game, we knew we'd still have to beat the UCA team. So after that one, if we can pull off this win, then we got to hope that somebody knocks UCA off so we don't split. But I mean, there's games after that. I mean, Lamar at the end of the season is going to be a tough one. I mean, evidently they're a lot better Lamar team than beat Sam Houston. Not to say that Sam Houston was what they were, but still, there's so much parity in this conference right now. It's kind of like each week you really don't know what's going to happen. Especially Abilene beating Nichols the other week as well.
Coach, what's the mood been like ever since you guys got back from San Antonio? Just what's it been like in the locker room, in the building, just, getting ready for UCA?
Well, yesterday was the day that they came in and watched the video. We give them off on Sunday. So they came in, lift weights, and watched the video. And, of course, we always start with a team meeting. We go offensive, defensive meetings, and just trying to point out the good things that we do. And even if you bring it back from the past, kind of reflect on the things that we did well against Nichols, I should say. We were a good football team that night, and we're still a good football team. We can be a good football team, I should say. And we need to play that way again. We need to spark some hunger. And our kids seem to do better when they're challenged a little bit, where they know their back's up against the wall and they're truly threatened. You can show them as much film as you want to. It's still sometimes like fans, and they see it's incarnate word. Even though they see on video they're not incarnate word, it's incarnate word to them. But they know who UCA is. UCA's beaten us up pretty good the last 2 years, so it's definitely, they know they have to come out fighting. They better come out with their set up, I call it, their dukes, and be ready to fight, because they're going to get punched in the nose Saturday night, and there will be a fight come Saturday night. So you have to come out ready to punch for 4 quarters, and just get after it, and have fun playing the game.
It is a trophy game. I know it probably doesn't mean as much to the coaches, but the players know that it's a trophy game. Does that kind of get them a little bit more pumped up, maybe?
We haven't really talked about it. We talked. Last year was in the same position to where we need to beat UCA, because we had that 1 loss against Nichols. We went up there and we flopped. We didn't play well. We turned over the ball. We got a punt block. We blew some coverages on the back end, kind of like we did the other night in Incarnate Word. We kind of played that way. We're right back kind of in the same situation right now, where if we beat him, we can control our own destiny.
I'm not talking about South. I'm talking about red beans and rice.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Southland Conference trophies. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I'm not talking about the red beans. We are focused on it's not a bowl. The bowls are at the end of the year,
right.
So it's a game. We need to win it. Of course, if we win it, we get the trophy, the red beans and rice, and that's all fine and dandy. But that's not the thing we're chasing. There's something a lot bigger than that. Put it like this: if we won that and didn't win conference, I'd be very upset. If we lost that trophy and won conference, I'd be very happy. So I mean, it's just priorities, But yes, for us to win the conference championship, we're gonna probably have to win the red beans and rice trophy. So I mean, we're gonna try and win it, of course.
Seems like a long time since they played here.
2 years ago.
Coach, as far as the quarterbacks go, it's just from Saturday when Cody went in, he sparked the offense, gave him just a lift. Have you guys given any thought to changing quarterbacks or playing Cody more? Just what's gone into that, if anything, so far?
Well, we'll play 2 quarterbacks, and we are going to have a plan for both of them. We're going to go through the course of the week and see who does well. And right now, last performance, Cody also threw a pick for a touchdown. So it's bigger than the quarterback right now. James is in the game, and we have to protect James, and we're not. We have to be able to run the football, and we're not doing that. Of course, we bring Cody in because Cody can run, so he provides some legs for us. So we got to make sure we have a game plan for both guys, and change up some things if we need to try to be productive offensively. But we're going to need both of those guys come Saturday night, and it is what it is. But we're going to have to do a better job of doing some things that they do well, and that's been a big focus over the weekend, and I think we're going to get it done this week.
Is it all the offensive line problems because you can't run and not be able to block the quarterback?
It's not just the offensive line. The tight ends aren't blocking as well either, and the wide receivers aren't blocking on the perimeter. So everybody has to block, and it's always a different guy, but we have to do a better job of getting those guys to do it at practice. And we got to hold them accountable at practice as coaches. So that's just some things we have to do. The blocking is effort. It's no different than tackling. The game still revolves around blocking and tackling to win. And that's where we start on defense. We start with tackling and running to the football. And offensively, we got to start with blocking and protecting the ball. And that's the 2 things that we're not doing, so we're not as consistent as we need to be. But it's not just the offensive line. It's not James's fault. When Cody comes in, he can't just run around the whole game. He'll be wore out. He won't be able to throw the ball if he runs the whole game. So, but we also got to be able to do some things schematically that can help our personnel as well. And that's where we got to do our job as coaches.
Homecoming week, a lot of coaches don't like it because a lot of things are distractions. Is it the fact that the game is so big now for you guys going to take away some of those distractions, you think?
I think so. I do. I think because the game is so big that it might be just what they need, to not feel too much pressure, of course, and we're not going to put any pressure on them. But they have the homecoming parade, basically, and they have a pep rally that night, but then that's it, So it's not like in high school where there's something going on every day during the week, and then there's a pep rally maybe before the game or on Thursday, so that's a little bit more distracting, I think, along with the homecoming court and picking the homecoming court. Our guys don't have to do that. So, I think homecoming may be just what we need in a big game like this.
Coach, I know you mentioned a few of the injuries earlier from the Incarnate Word game. I guess, is there any update on guys who were out last game who could or should be coming back this week?
Got a couple guys I think will get back, but it's a day by day, especially with concussions protocol.
What's that good receiver? The one that
Ogeron?
No. We already talked about it. Vegas or something like that.
Baggy?
Who?
Becky, Trevor?
Big, yeah.
Baker was
He
played.
He kept going back in, and
He had a thigh contusion. He got hit in the thigh. So
He's pretty good. He's a good player.
it's good play. We'll see who we got coming back this week, and I'm hopeful that we get a couple guys back from concussion protocol. So
Talk about what Jelson has done for the team this year. He's ranked number 1 in the league now. He's running top 10 in the nation. It seems to flip the field just about every time.
yeah, we heard him the other night a little bit. Kyron dropped the punt, and then after that, he didn't field one and kind of flipped the field, and then Alex had to punt from way back up, and we didn't move the ball out either, but he had to punt from way back there, and it's hard punting when you're way back like that. But Alex has been doing tremendous. He's having a great year. His kickoffs are, in the end zone almost all the time, and we're covering well when it isn't. So he is definitely an asset to our team. I think that's why have been successful as well. If you look at it, even when we've struggled on offense and played good on defense, and those games, special teams have been huge, whether it's a punt return or it's Alex's kicking. And he needs to continue doing that because, offense might have a big night and defensively might be struggling, but special teams needs to be the X factor, and I think he's done that.